Hey guys, welcome back to the Espresso Outlet YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a quick unboxing. I have this quick mill Anita Evo sitting on the floor over here. We're just going to pull out the box, see what's in it, kind of just show you what you're going to get. Now, just a quick rundown before we go through the specs later in this video. The price is about $1,700, so it's kind of one of those, it's not exactly cheap, but getting a whole lot more features, you're looking at maybe $500 to $1,000 more. So it's kind of one of those high-end introductory machines. I might compare it to the Rocket Apartamento, the original one, not the TCA one. So let's get it opened up. Just take a look at what comes in the box, get it set up, and see if this is a good machine for you. Okay, so we went ahead and pulled this out of the box. I do want to let you know this is a fairly heavy machine, so if you do need a second set of hands to help you lift this out of the box, it is advised, but you can probably pull it out on your own, but they are pretty heavy machines. Now, all the accessories are actually packaged in the front underneath this microfiber cloth dust cover. It does have some warranty information that's on top. The main thing is keep your packaging, keep your box, keep all this information, because if you don't have this box, it's going to be impossible to ship back if you were to have some sort of an issue with it. So we're going to loosen up this dust cover. And pull it off. So here's kind of the first look. They keep everything kind of shrink wrapped, keeping the drip tray in place, keeping your accessories in place in the front. You can just kind of pull this off and throw it away. Just make sure if you're using some sort of scissors or knife, don't scratch your machine. So here is the machine itself, and we have the accessories in the front. So these are going to be our portafilters and a couple things to get us started. There's just some foam to protect the top of the drip tray. And then they also have these nestled in behind just to protect your steam wand and water wand. So we're going to pull these little foam blocks off and throw them to the side. Let's open up our accessories. Quick Mill always has some nice accessories that come with their machine to get you going. It is sealed with a Quick Mill seal. So quick, just out of the box, we have a back flush blind. Have a Quick Mill tamper, and it has this wooden handle. They're pretty nice tamper, much nicer than what I've gotten with many other machines. It's probably gonna be something that you're gonna wanna upgrade regardless, but it never hurts to have a second tamper, and you're gonna like that tamper quite a bit. A stiff bristle group head cleaning brush. And then getting down to the fun stuff, we have our two portafilters. So we have our single spout, single basket portafilter. Make sure you can see that. And then a double spout, double basket portafilter. And these are very nice. So one thing that a lot of people end up doing is they want a bottomless. I mean, I kind of wish that they would sell them just with a bottomless, maybe a double spout, but just letting you know, if you want to get a bottomless, you might add that to your cart while you're going. And then the last thing is it has an optional 4-hole steam tip. So let's take a look. Okay, so I just unscrewed this. It comes with a 2-hole steam tip on the machine, but it does come with that 4-hole. So just depending on how you use this machine, you can just swap this out. It comes in the box, so that's really handy. Okay, so here's a closer look of this machine. So this Anita, I mean, it's just got that Italian styling. It's the E61 styling. I think it looks really great. Just going through a couple of the features on it. This is a heat exchange machine. So if you're not familiar with that, it has a single boiler with a heat exchanger in it. And in years past, 10, 15 years ago, you used to have to kind of more or less temperature surf to get the right shot. As these machines, they sit, that heat exchanger, it gets a little bit warm, and if you weren't to do a cooling flush before pulling the shot, your shot extraction might be a little bit hot. Now, I feel like as these machines have evolved, they've kind of gotten much better in that term, but if this has been on for quite a while, you may want to just give this a quick cooling flush. It'll have some water come out to cool off that group head. and then you can pull your shot. This is a vibratory pump, and again, kind of with the heat exchangers, that used to kind of scare people. They wanted the rotary pump. Now, I found that the vibratory pumps, they work fantastic. They're going to give you pretty much every benefit of a rotary pump. In years past, they were quite a bit louder, and I feel like any more of these vibratory pumps, they're just so quiet. So it has a 1.6 liter boiler. It's a pretty sizable boiler for a machine of this size. And what's really impressive is it has a 3 liter water reservoir. So we'll pull that out. 3 liters is quite a bit for a machine of this size, so you're not gonna have to fill this up very often. Something that Quick Mill does that I've really liked, I have 2 Quick Mill machines. One is at my house and one is at my shop. This entire top tray does come off, so it makes it really easy to wash the top of your machine, but also just has that hinged cover to cover up your water tank. So pop that back on. It is an E61 group head, so it has the thermosiphon. That's one of the things that made the E61 really popular when they came out. It's kind of an older technology, but people just still really love it and embrace it. So it has the heat thermosiphon up through the group head and back into the boiler to preheat this group head. It gets it really nice and hot. You don't want this group head to be cold when you're trying to do an extraction. It uses just a standard 58 millimeter portafilter. This is the double spout that came with it and locks in place like so. So I like 58 millimeter personally. There are like 53 millimeters on like stuff like L'Espacial. And then Breville, they've kind of embraced the 54 millimeter market, which is kind of an oddball. They're really the only ones that use the 54. You can find 58 millimeter tampers and accessories and aftermarket baskets just about anywhere. So I really prefer the 58 personally, but it's really not that big a deal. But it does come with this. So one thing that I've become really partial to with my machines is I do like to have a water wand. Not all machines have them. Some of them just have a steam wand. So this has a no burn steam wand on this side and a water wand on that side. I like it to just clean out my portafilter if there's like a little bit of buildup on it after a shot and I want to get some of those oils off. If you're making an Americano, maybe the occasional tea. I don't really recommend it for tea, but you could use it for tea if you wanted. I always find it handy to have that hot water spout. Now this machine came with these black knobs, and the knobs are fantastic. I like how they have some depth to them. Machines like Rocket, they're kind of these like real skinny knobs or real thin. So these have this like really nice large area to grab onto, very controllable. Now on my other machines, you can get the optional joysticks. So it's literally, it looks like a joystick on a gaming controller and you rock it up and down, left and right. If you pull it all the way down or all the way up, it'll lock into place. If that's something that you want on this machine, and we have them in stock, we can swap those out for free. So just letting you know that if you want the joysticks, we can swap out the knobs. If you like the knobs are what comes standard on it. I've always felt that Quick Mill has some really attractive drip trays. They have this kind of mesh top. It's just a very nice material. It doesn't look cheap, and that's a sizable drip tray. So this is much bigger than most of the drip trays that you're gonna see out there in the market, which I like, especially if you're gonna be doing some cooling flushes. You can have that extra room in your drip tray. I will note that this is not a plumbable machine. On some of the other models, you might have a plumbable drip tray because you're able to plumb the machine into fresh water as well. This machine is water reservoir only, and the drip tray is not plumbable. So I wanted to reorient the machine real quick. This machine does have dual manometers. So this machine, it's a pressure stat machine, and that is kind of an older technology, but we're trying to save money on this machine by not having like the PID features. If you're not familiar with those two terms, a PID is kind of like a thermostat for your house. You set the temperature and it kind of maintains that temperature based off of whatever number you put in. This one, it has a pressure stat, and depending on the boiler pressure, when the pressure is low, the boiler turns on. When the pressure is high, the boiler turns off. Now this is very easily adjustable, so if you're trying to tune in that exact temperature that you're looking for, super easy. And even on a PID machine, I pretty much just set it and don't change it. Very rarely do I change mine. But to know when your boiler is up to temperature, you do have these two manometers over here. One is for your boiler pressure and the other is for your brew pressure. So really handy to have two. A lot of machines like Rocket on like the Apartamento, they just have one. So having those two manometers, I really find quite a bit of value in it. Now it's a bit difficult to see. This machine's really shiny, so you get a lot of reflections. You do have a three-way switch. One is just for priming the machine, so if it was to run out of water, you turn it and it will fill up the water boiler inside the machine. And then you just have your normal on switch. So it has a couple lights indicating when your element is turned on and off, and the top light is just an indication showing you that your machine is turned on. Something that I always like to take a look at is the cup clearance. So the clearance between the bottom of your spouts and your drip tray. And today I have this Acaia scale. We'll just put that on the drip tray like so. And this is a pretty standard size latte cup. And you can see it fits with no problem. This can be an issue on some machines. Some machines, there's just not enough room to even have a scale. Some machines, it's even hard to get a cup on. So they've pretty much planned this perfectly. Let's say you're using a cup that's a little bit bigger than that. What you may end up wanting is something like this bottomless portafilter. This does not come with the machine, but you can see it gives you quite a bit more clearance. So that's about it for the unboxing of the Quick Mill Anita Evo. You can tell it's a pretty value-packed machine. It doesn't necessarily have all the bells and whistles that you might see on quite a bit more expensive machine. Usually they're about $3,000 plus to get all those just bells and whistles of PIDs, dual boilers and such. I used a machine similar to this. I had the Rocket Giotto for quite a few years and I actually still own it. And I love the machine. I would say this is a very comparable machine to that original Rocket Giotto. Now this is on our website right now for $1,695. That includes shipping and tax, as long as you don't live in Michigan. So if you got any questions, make sure to reach out via email or you can throw some comments below this video. But that's pretty much it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit like and subscribe. That always helps us out as we do reviews on machines like this. Thanks for watching.